What's up, gingos? Today I want to talk about the idea of creating content, a personal brand, because I genuinely feel like it's a glitch in the matrix. Like, we already know we're in the digital age, everything is becoming digital, right? Everything is becoming online, right? From, even like human interaction, people don't really interact. Like, this is all I was just thinking about recently, but people don't really interact in real life. And I was like reading upon this, and they were like, yeah, back in the day, some guy had a theory that air conditioners ruined the idea of human interaction, and like the modern day version is like social media. But the guy back in the day was like, yeah, air conditioners, because back in the day when nobody had air conditioning and everybody was hot, they would have to go out on the porch, sit down, and like have the air pushed onto them just to get some cool air or whatever, and then they would be forced to talk to the other people that are on the porch as well, which I found interesting. But everything is becoming online. We're in the digital age, right? And content is literally the craziest venture that you can put yourself upon. And now it's not easy, right? There's lots of things to figure out. There's lots of barriers that you gotta go over, like speaking on camera, thinking of ideas, editing. There's so much things, right, involved, and you need to fight against the algorithm. You're fighting against everybody else that also wants to make content, right? There's lots of embarrassing nerds or whatever. You need to figure out your niche. Lots of different things, right? Nonetheless, if you can figure it out, it will literally change your life forever. And there's people who have already figured this out from very early on. Mr. Beast, Iman Gadzhi, Hamza, Alex Hormozi, all of these guys who I watch. Except not Mr. Beast, I don't watch him, but I've watched a couple of his like interview podcast clips, and he talks about like how good YouTube is in terms of like. No, he doesn't talk about good YouTube. He talks about like how he almost systemized YouTube, and how he can, if he started with nothing, even with no money, he didn't put his face on the videos, he could make YouTube work again. And I genuinely do believe that's true, because I believe everything is just a bunch of systems. Girls, business, gym, everything is just a bunch of systems. You just have to figure out how the system works, and then you just gotta keep doing it and doing it until you make it, right? And so with YouTube, there's things that you could focus on, like titles and thumbnails, getting people to watch for long enough, getting people to stay on the platform, things like that, right? And if you can figure these things out over enough time, right, you're not gonna figure them out in the beginning. No matter how much videos you make, you need to make, your first 100 videos nobody's gonna watch, then the next 100 people might not watch, but at least you are understanding and getting a little bit better. Maybe you get 1% better per video. Nonetheless, right, I'm not trying to teach you how to do YouTube. I don't even know how to do YouTube that well yet. I'm still in the very beginning phase, making my first 100 videos. I understand how important it is, and I kind of really like making videos because it's fun, because I like the idea of documentation. I love the idea that this platform just holds my videos. I don't gotta like store them anywhere and have my memory or computer be slow or whatever. And if I can just meet people through this, have people that are similar minded, interact with them, become friends with them, whatever. I kind of like the idea. And it's just, creating content is like you tuning into the creative side of your brain, because you have to like start thinking of ideas and how you're going to do this and that. Nonetheless, right, the idea of creating content is so important in this day and age, right? And I'll give you a perfect example of why, right? Someone like Mr. Beast, who's been doing this for a very, very long time, right? He is the biggest guy on the platform, right? And besides all the money that he makes from YouTube itself, there's so much different things that come about into his like income. It's nuts, because let's just say he makes a video of like a Lamborghini getting crashed, and like someone will watch that and be like, why would he just spend $300,000 on a car just to crush it, this and that, right? His videos are essentially him running advertisements to his company, right? Like, let's just say Feastables, right? His chocolate company. If he makes a video go viral, right? He makes such a crazy video, then his products that he's selling, where he actually gets more money because the profit margin is probably better than what the ad revenue is, right? He gets more sales of his chocolates. Now he's making more money from that, right? And in typical business, it costs 1/3 of your business like expenses is typically advertising, right? So you're spending a bunch of money to advertise so more people can find your product, right? His advertisements cost him technically nothing, right? Because like when you run ads on like these ad platforms like TikTok or Facebook, it costs you money to actually run the ads, right? Him running the ads, like I'm not talking about like the video expense. I'm talking about like him posting on YouTube costs him nothing, right? So when he posts on YouTube, he's actually getting paid to run ads, right? And the video expense is beyond the thing, right? The video expense itself, right? Let's just say the Lamborghini. Under his LLC, his business, he puts that as a marketing expense, right? So the $300,000 that you think he wasted is really just coming off of his, his being added to his bottom line, right? Or whatever, because in business, you're able to write off all your ordinary or business expenses, right? And marketing is a business expense. So if his videos are marketing, no matter what he's spending in the videos, they all are just, he just using it as a expense for his income, because he definitely makes a shit ton of money, right? And he needs to figure out ways to get that make his income look like it's zero, because the less, if you make $1 million and you have $500,000 in expenses, you end up paying $500,000. How did I explain that wrong, right? If you make $1 million and then you spend $300,000 worth of expenses, you get taxed on $700,000, right? So you want your income to be as close to zero as possible, like the really, really rich, successful, wealthy people do, because then you pay as minimal tax as you can, right? So if he makes $5 million, right, he would want $4.9 million worth of expenses so that he only pays $100,000. He only gets taxed on $100,000, right? And that's how the businesses work, and that's why everybody wants to have a business, because if you have a job or whatever, you get taxed whatever tax bracket you're in, right? And you have very low control about taxes. You just have to pay them, right? But in business, you're able to really manipulate the situation. That's why these people have like very, very, very smart and sophisticated accountants, right? Who are like writing off everything. Maybe they're bullshitting a little bit, this and that, whatever, right? I don't want to get into that. Nonetheless, in his LLC, so he's getting paid to run ads. He's getting all of his marketing expenses as his cost. And like these costs are necessary because it's what makes the videos go viral. And the videos going viral causes products to actually get more money because they get more sales, because there's more eyes on them. As he gets more sales, he gets actual more money than he would get from ad revenue, because the products are his and he only has like overhead expenses or whatever to pay for like the factory or whatever that's like producing whatever chocolate or whatever business adventure he has, right? And then the ad revenue he actually does eventually cut, because this guy gets like 100 million views every video, which he has to be making like well over 6 figures per video, right? If anything, those videos, like, I don't know what he actually does with the ad revenue. I don't know what I'm not his fucking CPA or his accountant or nothing, right? But that's just all excess money, right? Like he either uses that to like pay his YouTube team or pocket some of it. I don't even know what he does. And he doesn't seem like that type of guy who's like materialistic. So once he probably put like 6 figures into his bank account, as long as that 6 figures is always there and his business is constantly having income, his videos are constantly blowing up, he always has income coming in. He will always have expenses to offset the income, and he's just be chilling. As long as he enjoys making videos, he's pretty much set for life, because his money's already set aside. Probably has investments with he probably has real estate and stock investments, all of that, and probably has a healthy chunk in his bank account. His business is always booming because as his videos get more and more views and he becomes bigger of a channel, his products being sold more. Every video comes out, it's lowering his tax expense. But I'm telling you, like, these guys are like printing, like they literally figure out ways to print money. Creating content is literally a glitch in the matrix. And now everybody's not gonna become Mr. Beast, but nobody's telling you to start buying Lamborghinis for your videos, nothing like that, right? You can do this at the smallest scale. If you just build an audience and then you have a business attached to it, not only do you not have to have like a big marketing or a sales team, the sales come naturally because people are watching your content there. Instead of you having to go market and sell each product of yours, it naturally sells because people want to support you and people want to buy the thing that you're offering for them because maybe you made it for them or whatever, right? And the marketing, instead of you having the marketing expense, it's free because you post it on YouTube and the people just naturally flow. You have instead of you having to chase and cold call everybody, people just come to you instead, right? So there's a lot less work, I guess, upon you. And it's just like you'll have better clients because these are people who already watch you, trust you, support you, right? So they'll actually want to buy from you and they'll enjoy buying from you or whatever, right? And all you really have is just the cost of product and the scaling or whatever, and like overhead, and you got to pay for your employees and this and that, right? But nonetheless, right? There's other guys like Iman Gadzhi, Hamza Ahmed, right? Hamza has no product or nothing, right? He has a digital community where he's printing money. He makes like $200,000, $300,000 a month because he's being able to create and cultivate a group where people can only have access through his community, right? And there are all these like-minded people, which is very important. It's like a club, right? You pay to go to the club so you can be around other people who are drinking, dancing, having fun, right? Same thing, but there's now a digital online community, so he actually has no overhead because it's digital, right? There's no expense for him to like ship it out or make it. So he's just printing money and he has almost damn near no expense, right? Iman Gadzhi has his fucking like digital course where he's teaching people how to make money through like digital media or whatever, right? And all his videos he's getting paid for, and he's in a really good niche because it gets high CPM because it's like business and money, so there's lots of money in that industry, so they can pay him a lot or whatever. But his videos are essentially ads which feed into his product, which, you know, it's like $2,000 or some crazy shit, right? And there's lots of people buying it because he keeps growing and growing and growing. More people are seeing it. More people are like, hey, if this guy can do it, I can do it. They buy his course. He makes a bunch of money. And he does it through like a reoccurring expense. Like you just subscribe to it, I think, I'm not too sure. But if he does do like that, then you print money every single month. It's not just like a one-time cost. But even then, it's like there's no overhead or no cost to him to deliver it, which is beautiful, right? It's digital. That's what one of the best things about like online media is. Like you can just have no deliverable expense, right? But I know he has like teams in there, which like copywriting coaches and sales coaches, which he's paying probably a shit ton. But it's like he makes so much money from the course selling because it's so expensive, and there's like very minimal expense on top of all the money he's making from YouTube, which is like fuck you money or like play around money or whatever. Or maybe he's just using that money to pay his employees or whatever, and he's keeping all his business money. Nonetheless, if you can't understand how important it is to start making content, I don't know what else to tell you. There's so much opportunity there. Not only can you have the best network in the world, you can make a lot of money, you can have a lot of freedom, and it's just like, if you've made content before, like the first part, the initial hurdle of like putting yourself on camera, posting is a little bit scary. People might know about you, your friends might know, make fun of you, whatever. But bro, there's so much opportunity there, and there's so much, like, the sky is literally the limit, and there's like no better opportunity in this day and age than creating content. And it's like that, and you're like, oh, I can't become successful, there's too much people, this and that, whatever. It's like, bro, I just explained in the beginning of the video, Mr. Beast literally talked about how there's a system in place where if you can figure out the system, you can become big and grow on YouTube, right? Why can't you figure out that system? It doesn't matter if it takes 100 videos, 1,000 videos, 10,000 videos, it takes a year, 2 years, 3 years. Once you figure it out, you're good for life. So why won't you spend all your time trying to figure this out, right? It's like, it probably won't even take that long, and the more you do it, the more you do trial and error, the faster you'll figure it out, right? So you would almost want to just blast out as much videos as you can just to figure it out. Nonetheless, I'm telling you, in this day and age, you need to figure out what you can make content about and how can you capitalize on this opportunity, because it's a big one, man. And it's going to be here for a long time. If you go on TikTok, you see all these little kids, high schoolers talk about like, yeah, I can't wait to start creating content. It's like, it's only going to get harder and harder from here, because there's going to be more and more people joining the industry, and that's going to cause more and more people to increase the quality, and then it'll only take you that much longer to learn the quality, because you start with quantity and you end up with quality because you need to learn first. But if all these people are coming in, they're just going to keep raising the bar higher and higher. It's going to be only harder for you to catch up. So start now, start creating content of whatever, just get in the game, man. I'm telling you, this is one of the best opportunities in this lifetime. I'm telling you, start by creating content, learn the system, and in the end, we're all gonna fucking win. I'm telling you.